Then, how's your spirit? I'm peace. 1 second. Just checking to make sure the government ain't been acting up already. It ain't been alive a whole 20 seconds. So now, okay. Anyway, here's what we want to say. Real quick, you can see the title. I mean, it pretty much explains itself, but just for clarity. Back in 2020, when everyone, okay, does anyone remember the dot-com bubble? If you remember the dot-com bubble, then you know kind of what this is. After the dot-com bubble, all the techie boys, they ain't had nothing. So they couldn't get a girl. So then they went to them dudes. And them dudes told them how to get a girl by becoming homosexuals, basically. And now here we are once more with a bunch of men who are intellectually inclined as far as tech. So they use their Geek Squad abilities to hack into your devices and do things to make you think that you're in love with them. And by that I mean, they send stuff directly to your phone based on what it is that you like. I saw this video of a chick who's a bartender out of North Carolina. And she's like, when you got the perfect man who just does everything and the fine shit that the fine shit that girls do. Okay, so that they want you to believe that's what you need in your life. A man who can take the weight off of you so you can live a soft girl life. Now, I want you to think about your grandmother at this time, about 80. She should be in her soft girl era too, considering when she turned 60 or so, folks decided that she couldn't think for herself no more. So they started doing everything for her. And she liked it. And then she said, okay, I want them to do for me and think for me. When they started thinking for her, she stopped fucking thinking. And now she's presenting with signs of dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. You name it. Oh, because you decided to go soft. So, all these fellas were already soft. Because instead of going to the gym, they were just on their technology bent. Now they even went to the gym and they got tech. So they created Bitcoin and MLMs and they hooked themselves up and got picked up in the end. The person who got closest to right would have been Tory Lanez, which is why he was brought up on charges for shooting Megan in the foot. More than likely, the girl shot Megan, and here's why. Tory made, what was that, $1 million out in the gate. And respectfully, anybody who can sell it for more than he sold it for made money, honey. So anybody who invested in Tory Lane that year made money. So they put him in prison. I can show and prove it was me in 2021, 22-ish. I was so good, they poisoned me. Yeah, they sent a background singer. Yeah, her name was Patrice. You seen her recently in somebody's photos. Yes, blonde black woman. She was married to a clear man. I'm gonna say that today, anyway. And so yeah, she's like, yeah, I'll be in your city. Can I come visit? And I was like, okay, sure. Poison me. And then when that didn't work, they tried to get the person that I was with to poison me, and then do dark magic on me, and then a host of other things because that's what they do. And I know you would say they don't, but you need to look at the entertainment that they sell to you. It tells you that they do. And you're gonna say, well, why aren't they doing it to me? I want to say they are. Stupid. You just not paying attention. Is your life interesting? Do things happen to you that you feel like shouldn't happen to anybody else? They're using it. They're putting you in situations that they can create content off of. whether you know it or not. I stand on the fact that the majority of, not all of, except for me, the people who were going live from 2020 to 2023 were government agents. Can I prove it? No. And I mean government agents from around the globe, not just American agents. Why? Because social media is an experiment. America is an experiment. One of the longest running experiments in history, ladies and gentlemen, is America. I think it's time we stop experimenting and just be American. But y'all aren't paying attention to the fact they're still experimenting on us. You don't think they're experimenting on us? They just arrested the Tate brothers. The Tates came to the Pauls came to the Trumps. Okay. The Pauls, I think might have been related to the Bidens at one point. They were doing all kinds of stuff over there, right? And then you got the brown or black side of the equation with the Floyd Mayweathers and the whatnots, okay? All them coins and all them rug pulls and all them fools are still out here putting their lives in danger every day. Something ain't right, ladies and gentlemen. Something ain't right. The math ain't massing. If they are Bitcoin billionaires, what happened? Now we know at some point they lost their wallets. We know that at some point SBF took some of their money. Yeah, and still, combined total, they should have billions upon trillions. They should be up there with Elon. Oh, wait. He was one of the great rug pullers of all time, was he not? And now all of a sudden, the country's insolvent. Not that it wasn't going to be, yet did he push it into insolvency or did he just shine a light on it? Respectfully, there's not ever been any money in this damn country, but y'all don't pay attention. It's called a fiat currency. We have to have our dollar tied to a stable currency. That's why they told you they were going to have a stable coin, like Ethereum. Oh, and you got to the ethers and you found me. And I said, that shit ain't finna happen, honey. You want to mind, you want to data mine the minds of people and call it Bitcoin. So you can build your little super internet, blah, 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 blah. And you could not even pull it off. That's the sad. Ladies and gentlemen, we're basically still at the part where there is someone keying in barcodes. And if you don't understand, let me help you out. Back when I had a home computer that was also my office computer, I took the time to learn how to scan in or key in the barcodes for every CD that I own. Uploaded all of those CDs and the barcodes. I was a part of one of the teams in North Carolina who helped put up the LED devices for what they call, what's that? Um, the price on your food at the shelves, right? For Bragg, they had those put. They had the commissary clothes. Those of us who were working hourly were putting those little things together. Those of them who were contracted, they were just mostly walking around talking and on the coffee break. I said that's skilled labor versus paid labor, okay, or hourly labor. I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and hurry and get my culinary degree and get my ass on up out of here. I learned a lot of things being around the United States military. So did the Chates. So do most military brats. The military teaches you financial literacy by way of budgeting programs It doesn't mean that you can pay attention. If you couldn't do the math when you was in high school, you couldn't do the math when you went to the military or the college. You struggled through, you did the best you could. It is what it is. Until you decided to have a breakthrough. And by that I mean to keep going, to work harder than you've ever worked before to achieve that victory. For me, I told myself for every A that I received, I would be able to get a new pair of shoes or a new purse. My children thought that I had an addiction. Nope, I'm just a genius. I believe in a zero budget. I believe that you start with zero, you end with zero. Every dollar goes somewhere, somewhere. So you put your savings, your all of it goes in the budget. So if I got $10 and I got 5 bills and they all $1 a piece, and I still got $5, them other $5, right? This is a real simple hypothetical for the younger ones. Those other $5 are food, clothing, shelter, entertainment. No, my bad. Food, clothing, entertainment, uh, savings, not in this order, and the other one that I can't think of right now. But that's it. Okay. Once you got all of that, then you're okay. Then you zero out your budget and you go on my business. And one of those five should really be some type of charity. I don't specifically say that you have to do tithes so you can keep that $1, but then you need to do $1 in time, right? Time is also money. It's something we need to think about. Speaking of, the buses here in the city of Tucson run for free at this time. And basically, when I say they run for free, that means that we don't pay to ride the bus. You know who pays? The signage on the bus. You see it? Okay. So in this case, it's Tucson Federal Credit Union. They pay for the bus to do what the bus does. What they needed to do was get involved when when they were getting ready to strike and say we won't continue to pay if the drivers aren't safe. Okay. Then where the money gonna come from? Excuse me. A prime example of this is Sister Jose's Women's Center. When Miss Birdie found out what was happening with Sister Jose's, she began to make her money move in a different way, as did many of the other board members. Now there are board members who are no longer members of that board, but sit on other boards and they are moving differently. We learn and we grow when we choose to. Only when we fully understand the importance of coming together as a community. Now, I'm gonna keep talking, and I guess I was talking loud enough, but I'm gonna say that there's a gentleman over here, not too far, told me not too long ago, last summer, when I was hanging out with the white guy from the park, that he wanted to go back to the plantation, and I let him go. For me, the answer is gonna always be, I am brilliant. I can employ more people than this city actually has in it. Simultaneously, I owe the city of Tucson, Arizona nothing. I've given you my kindness. I've given you my time. I've given you my money. I've given you my strength. It's time for y'all to be strong for yourself. Stand up for yourself. It's not enough to just put Regina Romero out of office. She has to be arrested and brought up on charges, as is Chris Nanas and the rest of Tucson's $2 whores. I mean, I'm gonna get me a coffee in a couple minutes and mind my business. I came to the city to help in homelessness and poverty. I built a working model that I know can do that. I can sell it to anybody. I can keep it for myself. I can make it a footnote in a book that you'll never be able to fucking use. Thanks to Regina and every community outreach vehicle you see. For the little new officers, all of it. They got out the back of me. One human being. I am no one's intellectual slave, and you may not have my property. You gonna pay me what you owe, whether I'm in your city or not. Y'all have a blessed day.